Hi, my name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Our verse for today is Proverbs chapter 25, verse 15. With patience a ruler may be persuaded, and a soft tongue will break a bone. The virtue of patience is not a common virtue in our culture today, but the reality is it has never been a virtue in any culture since sin entered the human race. We were all by nature impatient because we were all by nature selfish. Selfish people want what they want when they want it. And that impatience often breeds rudeness, anger, and fretfulness. It can lead to discouragement, despair, depression. And these usually manifest themselves through our words and our attitudes. Impatience brings out the worst in most, if not all of us. Waiting is hard. Patience is difficult. I mean, just imagine sitting in a waiting room, you're doing absolutely nothing, sitting in a chair. You're not exercising, you're not running a marathon, you're not exerting any energy whatsoever, and yet we're exhausted when it's over. When we have days filled with waiting, they seldom looked up to as good days. But our verse reminds us that patience or waiting can be a very powerful tool as opposed to impatience. Letting people know what we think about someone's lack of response or things not going our way right off the bat. We think rudeness and anger and irritability will remedy the situation. They will make things go faster. We will persuade them with our harsh words, with our impatience, honking the horn and shaking our fist and so on. We all know the drill. We do not like to be patient because we don't think we should have to be patient. People exist to serve us, and we shouldn't have to wait. But at the bottom of all this is that we want to be in control. And waiting means that we aren't in control. None of us plan our day out making plans to wait. The problem is we want to be God, and we're not. How do you respond when someone honks at you because you were 5 seconds delayed in proceeding through the green light? Do you smile? Do you nod apologetically? No, at least I don't. It makes us mad. It upsets us. It upsets some people all day. But our verse reminds us that patience can be persuasive, not on people of little influence, but on rulers, people in high places. As I said, being patient and understanding and kind and respectful, these are conspicuous by their absence in our culture today. People think the only way they can get things done is through protest, shows of power and solidarity, being harsh and disrespectful, letting rulers know what you think of them and their decisions. We want what we want now. But believers know God is in control. God is sovereign. And so we have time to be patient, to let the Lord work in His time and according to His will. Either way, patience should mark the believer's life. It is a fruit of the Spirit-filled life. Galatians 5:22 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and faithfulness." Colossians 1:11, "Being strengthened with all power according to His glorious might for all endurance and patience with joy." There are many other verses we could look at, but those two are very powerful. The power of patience and the power of the tongue. A soft tongue will break a bone, he says. Why? Because patience and a soft tongue demonstrate faith. We believe what God says in His Word. Not that we don't speak, but rather how we speak. Demonstrates we understand our lives are not in our hands, they're in God's. If the Lord's wills, we will do such and such. Therefore, we can be gentle, patient, soft-spoken. Why? Because the Lord is at hand, and the Lord is in control, and the Lord doesn't need our impatience and harsh words to accomplish His will in our lives. So I think this verse is telling us to calm down a little bit. Calm down, be patient. The anger of man, James says, does not produce the righteousness of God. I think we could also say the impatience of man does not produce the righteousness of God. We believe He's able to accomplish His will for us as we submit to His timing and His power in us to change us and to change others, if need be, to work His will for us. So be patient with joy, Paul says. Waiting time is never wasted time. God is working. Trust Him. If we didn't get what we wanted, we know we're getting what God wants for the time being. So keep praying. Be kind, considerate, respectful. God is working, and God's way works. When we're tempted to think we need to take things into our own hands, remember whose hands they are already in, God's. and He's working all things together for our good according to His timing, not ours. With patience, a ruler may be persuaded. A soft tongue will break a bone. So get out of the road with your impatience. Get out of the road with your harsh words, and let God work. Be still and know that I am God. As He accomplishes His will in our lives, He wants those lives to, day by day, moment by moment, to be lived out for His glory and the good of others. So as we wait, as we speak, may our patience and speech give evidence that we trust God and we believe His word, and He's working in our life. May this truth guide us and guard us in the trenches of life as we seek to live our lives for the glory of God and the good of others. May God bless.